Chapter 2 The Partition of Bengal. The reader asks, considering the matter as you put it, it seems proper to say that the foundation of Home Rule was laid by the Congress. But you will admit that this cannot be considered a real awakening. When and how did the real awakening take place? The editor responds, the seed is never seen, it works underneath the ground, is itself destroyed, and the tree which rises above the ground is also seen, is alone seen. Such is the case with the Congress. Yet, what you call the real awakening took place after the partition of Bengal. For this, you have to be thankful to Lord Curzon. At the time of the partition, the people of Bengal reasoned with Lord Curzon, but in the pride of power, he disregarded all their prayers. He took it for granted that Indians could only prattle, that they could never take any effective steps. He used insulting language, and in the teeth of all opposition, partitioned Bengal. That day may be considered to be the day of the partition of the British Empire. The shock the British power received through the partition had never been equaled by any other act. This does not mean that the other injustices done to India are less glaring than done by the partition. The salt tax is not a small injustice. We shall see many such things later on. But the people were ready to resist the partition. At that time, feeling ran high. Many leading Bengalis were ready to lose their all. They knew their power, hence the conflagration. It is now well nigh unquenchable. It is not necessary to quench it either. The partition will go, Bengal will be reunited, but the rift in the English bark will remain. It must daily widen. India awakened is not likely to fall asleep. The demand for the abrogation of the partition is tantamount to a demand for home rule. Leaders in Bengal know this. British officials realize it. That is why the partition still remains. As time passes, the nation is being forged. Nations are not formed in a day. The formation requires years. Reader, what in your opinion are the results of the partition? Editor, until now we have considered that for redress of grievances we must approach the throne, and if we get no redress we must sit still, except that we may still petition. After the partition, people saw the petitions must be backed up by force, that they must be capable of suffering. This new spirit must be considered to be the chief result of the partition. That spirit was seen in the outspoken writings in the press, that which the people saw tremblingly and in secret began to be said and to be written publicly. The Swadeshi movement was inaugurated. People young and old used to run away at the sight of an English face. It now no longer awes them. They do not fear even a row or being imprisoned. Some of the best sons of India are at present in banishment. This is something different from mere petitioning. Thus are the people moved. The spirit generated in Bengal has spread up to the north and in the south to Cape Comorin. The reader asks, do you suggest any other striking result? The editor says, the partition has not only made a rift in the English ship, but has made it in ours also. Great events always produce great results. Our leaders are divided into two parties, the moderates and the extremists. They may be considered as a slow party and the impatient party. Some call the moderates the timid party and the extremists the bold party. All interpret the two words according to their preconceptions. This much is certain that there has arisen an enmity between the two. The one distrusts the other and imputes motives. At the time of the Surat Congress, there was almost a fight. I think that this division is not a good thing for the country, but I think also that such divisions will not last long. It all depends upon the leaders and how long they will last. Chapter 3 Discontent and Unrest. The reader asks, then you consider the partition to be a cause of the awakening. Do you welcome the unrest which has resulted from it? The editor's response, when a man rises from sleep, he twists his limbs and is restless. It takes some time before he is entirely awakened. Similarly, although the partition has caused an awakening, the comatose condition has not yet disappeared. We are still twisting our limbs and are still restless. And just as a state between sleep and awakening must be considered to be necessary, so may the present unrest in India be considered a necessary and therefore a proper state. The knowledge that there is unrest will, it is highly probable, enable us to grow it. Rising from sleep, we do not continue in a comatose state, but according to our ability, sooner or later we are completely restored to our senses. So shall we be free from the present unrest which no one likes. The reader asks, what is the other form of unrest? The editor replies, unrest is, in reality, discontent. The latter is now only described as unrest. During the Congress period, it was labeled discontent. This discontent is a very useful thing. As long as a man is contented with his present lot, so long is it difficult to persuade him to come out of it. Therefore, it is that every reform must be preceded by discontent. We throw away things we have only when we cease to like them. Such discontent has been produced among us after reading the great works of Indians and Englishmen. Discontent has led to unrest, and the latter has brought about many deaths, many imprisonments, many banishments. Such a state of things will still continue. It must be so. All these may be considered good signs, but they may also lead to bad results.